RYZE, the most reworked champion in the game, receives yet another mini rework. Hello guys, it's Ramos here, bringing you the biggest changes of patch 8.9. So, we have a new mini rework to RYZE. All of his abilities are pretty much changed quite a lot, apart from his passive. We have a new Blood Moon Evelyn Skin that I'm going to show you. And we also have new chromas for Mecha Cyan and changes to mana and to mana items. So, first, let's take a look at this rework and then I'm going to show you the new Evelyn skin, which is a Blood Moon skin, and the Blood Moon skins are one of my favorite sets. So, for his abilities, as general, he has improved queuing for his abilities. You can spam them better, you can hit your head on the keyboard and they will queue up nicer. His passive is the same, they didn't change anything to his passive. He spells this extra damage based on the mana, and his maximum mana is increased for every 100 ability power. Next, his Q, as you can see, no longer has 6 stacks, 6 rank ups. You can only rank it 5 times like a normal spell, and his ultimate you can now rank it 3 times, and its range is increased at later ranges as well, so that's good because his range was super small. His Q, apart from the ranks, also has the damage a bit change, the scaling is a bit bigger and from AP but lower from mana, and the base is a little bit lower. But it also deals additional damage as true damage to enemies with Flux. So if you hit them with E first and then with the Q, it'll also deal 50% additional true damage, and that's quite a lot. The cost is also increased. It used to be 40 at all ranks, now it increases each time you max it, increases by 10 up to 80 mana. And the shield you get is now flat, no longer it increases from level, it's just a flat shield that increases when you max the spell, and the movement speed you get is a bit lower at low levels, but it's the same at max. Next is W. It's pretty impressive because it doesn't consume mana, it now gives you mana. So as you can see, all the spells are costing mana, but W, it restores mana when you use it, so I think that's a pretty nice chain. The cooldown is reduced as well, the damage is a little bit increased from mana, and the CC is changed. It no longer roots, so you know that it rooted, now it just slows people. See, they're no longer rooted, they can come at you. That's weird, but it roots if you do the E-W combo. Though it might be a bit weird because you can no longer flash and root someone, you need to first do this and then root them, so they get the normal root. So yeah, that's a pretty big change over there. But back to the W. So it's a 50% slow that decays over 1.5 seconds. That thing doesn't increase, it only increases the damage you deal when you max it, and increases the mana you get restored when you use the ability, and reduces the cooldown. Up to 10% of your maximum mana restored when you use the W. Alright, his E. The cooldown is reduced as well at later levels. The ability power ratio is increased, but the bonus mana ratio is reduced. You no longer have the Overlord damage bonus because you have the true damage on the Q, and now the W bonus is that it roots the target instead of slowing it, and the spread damage is doubled. The bounce radius is a bit lowered, but it bounces a bit differently from center to center, it bounces from edge to edge, making it easier to bounce to champions and the same to bounce to minions. So let's test them a little bit. I have activated the no mana cost and the instantly restore cooldowns. So the E combo is pretty much the same. EQ is like that, still bounces, and this gives you the root instead of this new slow ability. Alright, and the ultimate that probably now is a lot bigger at the max rank because now it has 3 ranks instead of just 1. What they changed is that you have 3 ranks instead of, you know, you only had 2. But the range is 4000 at all ranks. Before it used to be 1700 and 3000, so it's 4000 from start. Thought it could be a bit bigger, but it's bigger than what it was at 2 ranks, now at rank 1, though it only reduces the cooldown when you max it. So, as you can see, it only... yeah, that's a bug there, it says range, but that's the cooldown. See, it reduces the cooldown a little bit. And this one is the same. And that's it for the RYZE rework, but let me know what you think. This guy gets reworked so often. even more than Irelia gets nerfed. So let's also see a combo with his new stuff without all the recharges. So it's pretty weird that you can no longer root W. I think that's more of a nerf than a buff, if you don't use the E first. But yeah, good that those guys aren't moving. So I don't know what to say. We'll see when he's completely reworked and up on the live. But I think the changes are overall good. The only concern is that no longer roots all the time, so it could be a bit weirder. But yeah, that's it for this RYZE. Let me know what you think about him. And now take a look at the new Evelyn skin. And I will see you soon. Bye bye.
I've had my eye on you. Now I'm gonna rip yours out. A girl's gotta know when to disappear. The night is my veil. How about a kiss? Hello. Wait for me, sweetie. Touch with desire. Guess who's back for more?